Hello guys, so as discussed today we are going to have a marathon session where we are going to understand where we are going to solve all the questions of the 2019 CAT paper, that is all the 34 questions, and the session is designed in such a way that I am going to give you all 2 to 3 minutes to solve each question. Then we will solve the question by one method or two method, find out the shortcuts, and then I'll also tell you that if you are someone who is aiming for 95 percentile plus or even 98 percentile plus, what should have been your exact timing and what should have been your exact approach. So not only are we going to solve the problems today, but we're also going to look at the strategy and the tactics to solve those problems. So guys, welcome to Unacademy, India's largest online learning platform, and you are watching Let's Crack Management Examinations. Some of the famous management examinations are CAT, XAT, IFT, GMAT, and with our subscription plan you get access to unlimited live and recorded courses from India's top educators that are going to really help you to crack management examinations. So guys, I am Aniket Gaurav. I have done my MBA from IIM Kashipur. I have got 2 years experience of teaching students for various level of CAT examinations. My CAT percentiles have been 98 percentile and 96.70 percentile. My areas of interest are verbal ability and quantitative aptitude. And since I am someone who has just taken CAT, I am going to guide you as to how you should approach the examination in a holistic manner. And I always believe in smart work over hard work. So during this entire course, we are going to work smart and solve all the questions. So with our Unacademy subscription plan, you get access to daily live classes where you can chat with your educator, engage in discussion, ask your doubts, and get all your doubts cleared in the class itself. So this helps you to discussion and this helps you to understand as to what is going on, and you can get the problem solved at the any moment. We have live tests, live quizzes. Like what we are going to do today is a type of a mock test where you can evaluate your preparation with our regular mock test and quizzes and get detailed analysis on your performance. Today I am going to tell you as to how much you should have scored to get a roughly percentile. Our courses are structured in such a manner so that you are always up to date with the top syllabus, the changing pattern, the changing trends. Remember guys, CAT in particular has evolved a lot over the past decade, and the questions which used to come in 2007 2008 are not coming right now, and you get unlimited access to all these features with our subscription plan. Our top educators like Ravi Prakash sir, Praveen Tyagi sir have got decades of experiences teaching CAT students, and you can leverage their experience and their pedagogy to achieve the target in the live classes, particularly where you can experience plus for free and start learning from the best. You can join multiple batches. The coolest thing is that if you want to join a particular batch, you can join the batch. If you want to join another batch, that is have multiple batches simultaneously, you can do that, and you can learn from top educators in your own language barrier at your own schedule. The greatest advantage is that you can have your own schedule and you can learn in your own language, so and interact with your teacher and get your doubts cleared. And today's live test and quizzes, after this you will get a detailed report analysis, so this is going to really help you guys. So CAT or that any examination would require a 2 years minimum preparation. So using my code Aniket G, ANIKETG, Aniket G, you can get a 75% discount and a 58% discount on a 12-month course. So use my code Aniket G, get great discounts and start preparing. So today we are going to solve CAT 2019, and in the next marathon session I'm going to solve CAT 2018 quant section. So let us start. So as the methodology is, I'm going to give you guys 2 or 2.5 minutes, and then I'll show you how it is going to be solved. So this is the first question. I'm giving you guys 2.5 minutes, and then we'll discuss the answer. So solve this question. So yeah, solve this. Okay, guys, time's up. So let us see what is the first question is about. It is all about percentage. The question says that in a class of 60% of the students are girls and the rest are boys. If there are 30 more girls than boys, there are 30 more girls than boys, and if 68% of the students, including 30 boys, pass an examination, the percentage of the girls who do not pass is. So very simple. So first information is given that there are 60% are girls and 40% are boys, and it is also given that there are 30 more girls than boys. So let the total strength of the class be x. So I can say that 60% minus 40% of total strength would be equal to 6 to 30 students. That is the third information, that is again the third line. There are 30 more girls than boys, and 60% are girl and 40% are boys. So 20% of the entire class should be equal to 30. So 20% of entire class is equal to 30, and then 20 by 100 is 1 by 5. So total class strength is 150 students. Now it is very simple that 68% of the students are passing the examination, which includes 30, which includes 30 boys. The total student pass is 68% of 150, which is 102 students. So out of 102 students, the number of boys that have passed is 30. So the number of girls who have passed is 102 minus 30, which is 72. And the total number of girls which have passed is again 60 by 150, which is equal to 90. Then the percentage of girls who do not pass. Okay, the question is percentage of girls who do not pass. The number of girls who have passed is 72. The total number of students were the total number of girls who have not passed is again 60, because the total number of girls were 60%. So it says that 60% are girls. So if I can say that the total number of girls are going to be 60% of 150, that is 60 divided by 150, 60 into 150 divided by 100, that is 90. So total number of girls is 90. Okay. Now the total number of girls, I have got it as 90. Then the girls who, then this means that this total number of girls is equal to girls who passed plus girls who did not pass. So girls who did not pass is 90 minus 72, which is equal to 18, and 18 divided by 19 is 100, that is 20%. Okay, let me explain it one more to you. क्वेश्चन में कहा गया है कि एक क्लास में 60% are girls and 40% are boys, and the girls outnumber the boys by 30. So 60% minus 40% of the total strength is 30 students. So in this way I find out the total number of students, that is 150 students. Now out of 150 students, 68% students pass the examination. So I can say that 102 students have passed the examination, and in those 102 students, according to the question, 30 are boys. So I can say that 72 girls have passed. 102 are 102 is the total number of people who have passed, and out of 102, 30 are boys. So 72 are girls. So the total number of girls in the class are 60%. So 60% into 150, that is there are 90 girls, and out of 90 girls, 72 have passed. So that means 18 who have not passed, and the number of girls, percentage of girls who did not pass is 18 by 90, that is 20%. So guys, this is a very easy question and you should have attempted it, and if you are someone who is very good with numbers and maths, you could have solve it in 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes max. Like 2 minutes में आपको question पढ़ के you should have, that is if you are someone who is aiming for 97 98 percentile, then in 2 minutes you should have read the question, solved it, marked it correct, and moved on to the next question. So question number 1, in this entire process should have taken you only 2 minutes. Okay, so now we move on to the next question. This is based on exponents, and I am again going to give you 3 minutes. You can see it, you can solve it, and then we'll move forward. Okay guys, so देखो 5.5 to the power x is equal to 0.55 to the power y is equal to 1000. This information has been given so that I can say that 5.55 is equal to 1000 to the power 1 by x, and on the same way 0.55 is equal to 1000 to the power 1 by y. So we have got these two equations based on the information given. Then what I do, I divide 1 by 2. Now abhi aap bahut, now a lot of people would think that how, why should we divide and why are you only going for division? Because see 5.555 and 0.555, you can see that if you divide them the answer is going to be 10. And how do I know that? The and that really helped me because I'm someone who has practiced a lot with my subscription plan, and so I know and I have the familiarity with the numbers. So CAT is going to give you such questions where your familiarity with the numbers is checked. So most of you who would have got stuck at the second step, this is how you solve. So you divide the first equation by the second equation. नाउ यू वुड से सर फर्स्ट इक्वेशन को सेकंड इक्वेशन से क्यों डिवाइड कर रहे हैं, सेकंड को फर्स्ट से क्यों नहीं डिवाइड कर रहे हैं? तो सी द क्वेश्चन इज 1 by x minus 1 by y. So if I divide the first equation by the second equation, I am going to get 1 by x minus 1 by y. अगर if the question was like find 1 by y minus 1 by x, then I would have divided the second equation by the first equation. Then guys, it becomes a cakewalk for you. That is 5.555 divided by 0.55. It becomes 10. 10 is equal to 1000 to the power 1 by x minus 1 by y, and then that becomes 10 to the power, then that becomes 1000. Then 10 can be written as 1000 to the power 1 by 3 is equal to 1000 to the power 1 by x minus 1 by y, and hence you can solve that 1 by x minus 1 by y is equal to 1 by 3, and based on this you can solve all this question. Okay, so next question. So this answer was very simple, 1 by 3, and you should have solved it in 1.5 minutes. So next question guys, I'm again going to give you 3 minutes and then we'll connect again, and then I'll explain you the answer. Okay guys, so this is a geometry problem, and again it is a type in the answer problem where any you don't have any option. So the question says that with a rectangular axis of coordinates, that is the x and the y axis, the number of paths from 1 comma 1, that is xy is 1 comma 1 to 8 comma 10 via 4 comma 6, where each step from xy is either to x comma y plus 1 or x plus y comma 1. That is, you can go from 1 1 से आप जा सकते हो 2 1 3 1 4 1 1 1 से you can go to 2 1 or 1 2. Then from 1 2 you can go to 2 2 or 2 3. So you can only move one step along one axis. So this is the question what says. So now let us first consider from traveling from 1 1 to 4 6, because ultimately we have to go from 1 1 to 8 10 via 4 6. So 1 1 to 4 6. So this means traveling from 1 to 4 to 4 units in the x axis. That is मेरे को x axis, that is on the x axis I have to go from 1 to 4. That is I have to go from, that is on the x axis I'll be covering 4 minus 1, that is 3 horizontal movements. So the 3 horizontal movements can be, so let's put the 3 horizontal movement as h, h and h. See, the thing is I can go from 1 to 2 1 or 1 2, then 2 1 again 2 2 or 3 2. So there are multiple options, but one thing is clear, that I will end at 4. And if I'm ending at the x coordinate of 4, given that I started from x is equal to 1, it means that along the x axis I have traveled 3 units. Now similarly I go from the y, do the same for the y coordinate. So from y coordinate we are traveling from 1 to 6 units in the y axis. So in the y axis we have moved up to 5 units. So the vertical movements are v. So let us denote the vertical movements as v, v, v and v. So the vertical movements are v, v, v and v, that is 5 vertical movements. So no matter how we proceed reaching from 1 to 1 to 4 to 6, we would require 5 vertical movements and 3 horizontal movements respectively. And guys, this type of questions finding the number of parts have got this trick, that when you're moving from x comma y to x1 comma y1, the number of horizontal or vertical movements that you would require is x minus x1 and y minus y1 irrespective of the number of paths. So अगर यहाँ पे 4,6 की जगह 7,8 हो जाता, and then the number of horizontal movements would have been 7 minus 1 6 and 8 minus 1 7. So it doesn't matter which path you choose, the absolute differences of the x coordinate and the y coordinate is the number of movements that you are going to do irrespective of the path that is chosen by you. The number of paths that is traveled from 1 1 to 4 4 6 is just the number of ways of arranging h comma, that is h h h and v v v v 5 times, because that is what we are going to do. That is you can take a particular vertical step first and then move horizontal, then take a vertical step and then move horizontal. So then it becomes a combination of permutation and combination. The number of ways of arranging this 8 items, 8 factorial, where 3 and 5 items, that is h is 3 times and v is 5 times. So this becomes 8 factorial by 3 into 5 factorial. Now I repeat the same process when I am traveling from 4 6 to 8 10. So I would require 4 horizontal and 4 vertical movements. The number of ways of arranging them would be 8 factorial divided by 4 factorial into 4 factorial. So the number of paths would be first I travel from 1 comma 1 to 4 comma 6 and then 4 comma 6 to 8 comma 10. So the number of paths is 8 factorial divided by 3 factorial into 5 factorial into 8 factorial divided by 4 factorial into 4 factorial, and that turns out to be 3920. So this was a question 3920, and you should have solved this question in 1.5 minutes and max to max 2 minutes guys, because this is actually a trick based question. इसमें कुछ भी समझने का नहीं है. It is simple. That is, and I guess most of you would have noted down the formula that if there are 3 coordinates, that is if they are simple 2 coordinates. अब देखो एक फॉर्मूला समझो इसके. अगर मान लो कि ये 4,6 होता ही नहीं, तो it would have been what? It would have been 8 minus 1 and 10 minus 1 factorial divided by simple. So it becomes very simple that it is the total distance that you are going to travel, that is 8 factorial. Okay, so that is the formula is very simple. So formula is sum of differences in the x coordinate plus y coordinate. That is, देखो 1,1 और 4,6 में क्या था, we did ये जो न्यूमरेटर का 8 है, 8 फैक्टोरियल, ये कहाँ से आया है? दिस इज 4 minus 1 plus 6 minus 1. So the numerator is x minus x1 factorial plus y minus y1 factorial divided by x minus x1 factorial into y minus y1 factorial. And this is a shortcut, guys, which based on this you can solve any problem. That is x1, that is a comma b से अगर आप, that is if you are going from a comma b to x comma y, the number of and you can take only one step in a particular direction. So now listen to me very carefully. If you are moving from x comma y to x1 comma y1 such that you can only take one step in a particular direction, then the number of paths to travel are x comma x minus x1 plus y minus y1 whole factorial divided by x minus x1 factorial into y minus y1 factorial. So this is a shortcut, and based on this shortcut you can solve this type of problems very easy. Okay, so this is a shortcut, but I want all of you to solve this problem on your own and then develop this shortcut and develop your own formula, and then you can find a pattern. So this is 3920. If you knew the trick, if you knew the trick you could have solved, if you knew the trick you could have solved it in just probably 1.5 minutes. It's 2 minutes, it's just 30 minutes, 30 seconds, sorry. And if you don't know the trick and you go via this basic, it should have taken you 1.5 to 2 minutes. So 2 minutes के अंदर you should have solved this question and marked the answer and moved ahead. So the answer is 3920. And now guys, the next question which we are going to take is set theory. So I'm again going to give you guys 3 minutes and then we'll discuss. Okay, guys, so let us tackle this question. A club has a typical set theory questions which is can be solved in just 2 to 3 minutes. So a club has 256 members, or out of whom 144 can play football, 123 can play tennis, and 132 can play cricket. Moreover, 58 members can play both football and tennis, 25 can play both cricket and tennis, while 63 can play both football and cricket. If every member can play at least one game, then the numbers of members who can play only tennis is. So from the data given, we can find it is a Venn diagram ka problem. I guess most of you would have found it out correctly. So I can say that the total number of and now football is F, tennis is T, and cricket is C. So total number of football, tennis, and cricket, that is F union T union C, is 256. Number of footballs is 144, number of tennis is 123, number of cricket is 132, number of football and tennis is 58, number of cricket and tennis is 25, number of football and cricket is 63. This information has been given. So now I draw this Venn diagram. Okay, and now when I draw this Venn diagram, I can find out very easily that the number of tennis has to be 125, and now the number of tennis is number of tennis has to be 123. So number of tennis में cricket into tennis के भी बंदे होंगे, number of tennis में football into tennis के ही बंदे होंगे, that is this 58 and 25 can give me this. So if I solve for the Venn diagram and solve each of them individually, I can easily get that the intersection of 3, that is that is F intersection T intersection C is 120 is 3. See how I can solve it out. Now we are going to solve it via formula. This was the a Venn diagram approach, but now let me see the formula approach. That is A union B union C is equal to N of NA plus NB plus NC minus A intersection B minus A intersection C minus C intersection A plus A intersection B intersection C. So now अब हमने इस फॉर्मूले पे सब कुछ डाला और हमें आ गया 3. So now we can see. So now if you are someone who first see, इसके दो अप्रोच हो सकते हैं. First you go purely by the Venn diagram, you solve by the Venn diagram and you get the answer. Second approach, which most of you would have followed, is first you solve by the equation, then you figure out what is missing in your Venn diagram. So based on this, the number of students who play tennis can easily be found out as 43. That is, you are number of students who play tennis. So I'm only concerned with in this equation, that is number of people who play tennis. So now number of people who play tennis, that is n tennis, I can put anything is like, again I use n of A union B. So what is n of A union B? N of A union B is n of A plus n of B minus n of A intersection B. So 123 minus 55 plus 3 plus 22, that is 80, and that is 43. Guys, I'm not writing down the basic formulas because I think now since you're giving a mock, you should know the basic formula, but you still don't. But if you still are having any issues, then don't worry, I'll cover set theory in my classes 3 to 4 next classes, and then you are going to understand the basic formula. So this is how this question should have been solved, and you should have solved this question in just 2 minutes, and even 1.5 minutes would have been enough. So this question should have been solved in just 2 minutes. So now I move to my next question, that is a question from geometry, and it is circles. So again guys, I'm giving you guys some time to solve it and then we'll get back. Okay guys, so this is a problem on circles, geometry again. So in a circle of radius 11 centimeters, CD is a diameter and AB is a chord. Remember, diameter is the largest chord. So we are also going to revise certain concepts. The CD is a diameter and AB is a chord of length 20.5 centimeter. If AB and CD intersect at point E inside the circles and CE has a length 7 centimeter, then the difference of the length BE and AE in centimeter is. So guys, this is the rough figure which I have drawn. So you can see the diameter is CD and AB is a chord that has got a length of 20.5 centimeter the the CE has got a length of 7 centimeter. So I put CE as 7 centimeter and 11 centimeter is the radius. So the diameter is 22. Clear? So now guys, a lot of you would have said that why I have drawn a figure such that that AB is intersecting CD, that is AB is a chord and CD is a diameter. I could have drawn AB and CD in such a way that they never intersect each other. See guys, whenever you are given a free choice, जबकि question में explicitly नहीं लिखा है, it is not explicitly mentioned in the question that they are intersecting or not intersecting, you can draw anything which is of your benefit. So I am drawing this figure because this figure gives me a lot of clarity. So now it is very simple. The product of rectangles formed by intersecting two chords are always equal. That is, in this figure, AE into EB is equal to CE into ED. That is A, because the product of rectangles formed by two intersecting chords are always equal, a basic concept of geometry. If you don't know it guys, don't worry, we will be covering this when I will teach you guys geometry. So AE into EB is equal to CE into ED, then AE into EB is equal to 7 into 15. Now अब मेरे को पता है कि AB is equal to 20 into 5 and आप देखोगे AE plus EB जो है वो 7 into 15 है. So now I have got two equation, that is AE plus EB is 20.5 and AE into EB is 7 into 15, that is 205. So their products are 205, their products are 105 and their sum is 20.5. इसके बाद guys you go through this options and then you start covering कि AE minus EB 20.5 है. Okay, so they have to be very close. So I can say that since they are very close, I take the first option, I take the last option, that is D, that is 0.5. So the difference I am assuming that they are the least, and then if least से अगर solve नहीं होता, so I would have gone for the maximum. See, you can check them alphabetically as well. That is, आप पहले 1.5 पे check कीजिएगा, 3.5 पे check कीजिएगा, 0.5 पे and then 2.5 पे. But this is where your practice and your instinct comes across. So I am first checking for the minimum difference. Okay. So now I know that AB, that is they are multiplied by 15 into 7 is 105. So now, and their sum is, difference of their sum is 0.5 and also answer में 20.5 है. So if their difference is 0.5, it should be 10.5 minus 10, that is 0, that is then only we are going to get 0.5 centimeters. So now guys, I get this answer as correct because 10 into 10.5 is equal to 7 into 15. And why I choose 0.5? Because I know that x minus y, or sorry, that is x plus y is 20.5. So I take a and AE minus AB is 0.5 from the options. I've taken it from the options. So that is what I do. That is, I take AE minus AB is 0.5 and AE plus AB is 20.5. आप चाहो तो AE minus AB से you should have taken this equation as 1.5. That is option number 1. That is, there are 8 possibilities. AE minus AB is equal to 1.5 and AE plus AB is equal to 20.5. AE minus AB is equal to 3.5 and AE plus AB is 20.5, which is given that AB is a chord. But I took 0.5 so because I am assuming that it is minimum. I could have also assumed it is a maximum. So you first try with C, then B, then A and D. So this is how we are going to check with the options. So it becomes like this, and then you solve it out and the answer comes out to be 0, and the answer is 0.5 centimeter. Okay, I guess some of you are having issues in understanding why this comes up late. Wait, let me solve it for you one more time. Dekho, I'll write it down for you. So I know that AE plus AB is equal to 20.5 and AE minus AB is equal to 0.5. Now this comes from the option, that is option What is the option here? The option is C. So I'm checking for option C here. Okay, so I check for option C. Now you solve these two equations, you would find out that AE, so this equation gives me AE, that is this equation gives me AE as 10.5 and AB as 10. You could have also seen it from multiple I tried multiple option, but I'm trying 0.5 because 0.5 is my option C and I'm assuming that it is minimum. And then you guys get it that yes, this satisfies, so it is the answer is 0.5. So this could have taken you 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, but if you're really very smart, you have done smart work, so you'd have checked option C first, so 2 minutes was more than enough guys for this question. So guys, let us move on to the next question. Again, I'm going to give you 2 to 3 minutes, solve it, and then I'll explain it to you. Okay, sorry, apologies. Yeah, this question. I don't know, something is wrong. Yeah, this question. Sorry guys for the apologies for the error. Now you can solve this question. Something is wrong with the screen. No, not an issue. Now it is sorted. Apologies. So now you can solve this question. I'm going to give you guys 2 minutes and then we'll move forward. Okay. Okay, you saw the answer. Sorry guys, wrong slide. Okay. Okay, so let us start with this question. Okay, so Meena scores 40% in an examination, and after review, even though her increased by 50%, she still fails. Okay, so there is a girl named Meena who scored 40% in an examination, and after her marks were increased by 50%, she again fails by 35 marks. if her post review, that after review her increased by 20%, she will have 7 marks more than the passing marks. So just solve it out. Meena scores 40% in an examination. So after review she scores 50% more. So after review she would have scored 50% from 40% more, that is 20% more, that is 50% of 40%, that is 60%. So after scoring 60%, she would have still failed by 35 marks. So I can say that 60% of the score is pass marks minus 35. Okay, so let me repeat it again for you. See, initially she scored 40% in examination, and after review she scores 50% more. This 50% is of 40%, that is 40% plus 50% of 40%, which becomes 60%. Now even after scoring a total of 60%, she still fails by 35 marks. So passing marks would have been passing marks minus 35 is equal to 60% of the score. This is our first equation. Now, if her post-review score is increased by 20%, so I would say that now her post-review score is 60%. I again increase this by 20% more, that is 72%. So 72% is equal to pass marks plus 7. So 12% of the marks is 35 plus 7 in the ratio of 5 is to 1. Similarly, 12% can be written as 10% plus 2%, maintaining the ratio of 5 is to 1. So the pass percentage is 60% plus 70%. See guys, you can solve it in different ways. Many people, what you would have done is that you would have taken that since pass marks are equal, so you say 72% of x plus 7 is equal to 60% of x minus 35, and then you would find out x. ठीक है, पर वो उससे वो that will only going to solve slow you down. See, you take a difference. So what happens is that 72% minus initially this 60%. So 72%, देखो इक्वेशन 1 और 2 को सब्ट्रैक्ट करो, 2 माइनस 1 करो, इक्वेशन 2 माइनस 1. So 72% ऑफ द मार्क्स माइनस 60% ऑफ द मार्क्स, दैट इज 12% ऑफ द मार्क्स इज इक्वल टू जो पहले का माइनस 35 था, 2 minus 1. So this becomes minus 35 becomes plus 35 because I am subtracting this. So this becomes 35 plus 7. So again it becomes 42. So now I write, and now I have to find out the 70, I have to find out the passing percentage. So now I write passing percentage of 12% can be written as 10% into 2 is 2% is to 1, and why 10% and 2%, because see 12% of x is 35 plus 7, which is in the ratio of 5 is to 1. So 12% को again we break it down in the same ratio, that is 5% is to 1, and this 5% is the, and this 10% को जो हमने तोड़ा है, this 10% is the extra marks you would have got. So this is a shortcut. The last two steps are a bit of a shortcut. If you are having issues in this shortcut, you can go by the traditional way, that is 12 by 100 into x is equal to 42. You find out x, and then you find out all the values. But if you are smart and you want to cut down on the step, then the last two processes are where you cut down on the step. If you are having any problems in the last two steps, guys, I'll be happy to come back to it. So please write it down in the comments. I will explain it again to you individually. Okay. So now this question was 70 and the answer is 70, and you should have taken 1.5 to max 2 minutes to solve it. So now I go to next question, that is mensuration based. Again guys, I'm giving you 2 to 3 minutes, you solve it out, and then I'll get back to you. Okay, so yeah, let us solve this question. Corners are cut off from an equilateral triangle T and to produce a regular hexagon H. Then the ratio of area of hexagon to that of the triangle T is very simple. So देखो whenever you are trying to cut off a hexagon, this is how you should cut it off. So you can see that every side of the hexagon is actually equal to one third of the side of the triangle. So write it down as a concept, as if you already know this concept, then well and good. But the concept is that if you are making a hexagon from an equilateral triangle, if you are making a hexagon from an equilateral triangle, if you are making a hexagon from an equilateral triangle, then the each side of hexagon would be one third of the side of the equilateral triangle. Okay, so this is a simple concept. If you know this, it's well and good. Okay, so now we know that a hexagon so now if you see at the hexagon, the area of the equilateral triangle is root 3 by 4 into 3a square, whereas area of the hexagon is 6 into root 3 by 4 into a square. Because what is an hexagon? It is just an equilateral, it is 6 equilateral triangles of side a. Okay, so we have got total 9 equilateral triangles, and the area, and so this becomes root 3 by 4. Okay, so I'll solve it to you. I'll show you how we got this formula. Okay, so I guess most of you have got problem understanding how we got this. So I can take it as root, so for hexagon I write as root 3 by 4 in into a raised to the power 2, and for triangle, sorry, I write as root into 3a square. Now guys, you see that this root 3 by 4 and this root 3 by 4 is actually cancelling. So it is a square by so it becomes a square by 9a square. Okay, but in hexagon you can see we have got 6 such triangles. Like if you see here, we have, okay, so if you can see that there are 6 such triangles with side A. So the area becomes 6 into that, this area becomes 6 times, that is for a single it is root 3 by 4 into a root of 3 by 4 into a square, and then it becomes 6 times. Now you solve this 2 would come out to be this a square, and a square would cancel, so it would come out to be 6 is to 9, that is this answer, and it becomes 2 by 3. So in this way you could have solved it. And if you are very good with geometry and you can visualize things, then you can visualize that we have got 9 equilateral triangles of side A, and we have got a single equilateral triangle of side 3A. So it becomes the same concept, that here you write the same way and you get the answer. So if you are good with geometry, you don't need the last 2 steps, but if you are someone who is trying it out for the first time, it is okay. Okay, so the 7 answer is 2 is to 3, and you could have solved it in 2 is to 3 minutes. But if you are really good with geometry, you could have solved it in 1 minute only. So now guys, next question again from coordinate geometry, and I'm going to again give you 2 to 3 minutes, then we'll carry on. Okay, so let us see. T is a triangle which are formed by the straight line 3x plus 5y minus 1 is 45 is equal to 0, and the coordinate axis, that is x is equal to something, that is x is equal to constant, that it is x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 0. So the triangle is formed by three straight lines, that is 3x plus 5y minus 45 is equal to 0, and the equation for the coordinate axis are x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 0. So let the circumcircle of T have radius of length L measured in the same unit as the coordinate axis. Okay, so we have the circumcircle of T, that is L, and then we have to find L. So we have to first draw a triangle of formed by these three equations, that is 3x plus 5y minus 45 x is equal to 50, and then find out the radius of the circumcircle. Okay. So कुछ अपना ऐसा बनेगा. So I, and now how I found out this equation is simple. See, 3x plus 5y is equal to 45. I divide all of them by 15, that is 3 by 15, 5 by 15, 45 by 15. And why I do this? Because you know the formula from geometry, that is x by a plus y by b is equal to 1, means that the x and the y intercepts are 15 and 9 respectively. So the intercepts are 15 and 9. So now guys, if you are very good with geometry, you can find it out very easily. आपको इसके बाद कुछ ना calculate करने की भी जरूरत नहीं है. You see that is 15 and 9. So 15 square plus 9 square कितना होता है? Calculate it out. 15 square is 255, 225, and 9 square is 81. Okay. So you can see that now it becomes a right angle triangle, because now you can see that the जो हमारे तीसरे axis, that is my line, that is this line from 9 to 15 is 3x plus 5y is equal to 45, and then the coordinate axis. So if you can see, this is a right angle triangle, and in right angle and whenever for a right angle triangle the area of circumcircle is hypotenuse by 2. So you just have to find out 9 square plus 15 square divided by 2, that is 34 by root 2, which is it is root 34, which is approximately equal to 6. Okay, see, ये सबको क्लियर है कि how I got this 9 and 15, that is 3x plus 5y is equal to 45. I divide 3x by 15 and I divide 5y by 15, and it becomes x plus 15 plus y by 9 is equal to 1. The intercepts are 5 and 9. Now see, this is something which you should picturize, that okay, I take 15 0 and 0 9, I plot them and I join them, and then I use the x axis and the y axis. The figure is a right angle triangle. In a right angle triangle, the radius of circumcircle is hypotenuse by 2, a formula for geometry. So if you know this formula, you just find out the hypotenuse divided by 2, and that's your answer, which comes out to be root 34, that is approximately equal to, okay, so it is approximately equal to 6. So the answer to this question was 6. Okay, so now we are coming down to the next question, that is functions. Again, you guys have 2 to 3 minutes, then I'll solve it for you. Okay guys, so let me solve it for you. For any positive integer n, let fn is equal to n into n plus 1 if n is even, and if n is odd, the expression is fn is equal to n into 3. If m is a positive integer such that 8 into f into m plus 1 minus fm is equal to 2, then m is equal to. Okay guys, so now first of all n is even, so f into n is equal to n plus 1. Whenever you get a question like this, put random values of f. So f is equal to 2, I get it as 6. Now you put f is equal to 4, you are going to get it as 4 into 4 plus 1, that is you are going to get it as 20. If you put f is equal to 3, f is equal to 6, you are going to get it as 42. So the series is 6, 20, 42 and so on. Okay, so now n is equal to odd, so fn is equal to n plus 3. I put f is equal to 1, I get it as 4. I put f is equal to 3, I get it as 6. I put f is equal to 5, I get it as 8. So now it tells you that 8 into f into m plus 1 minus fm is equal to 2. So m can neither be even nor be odd, because if is not, that is f can either be, sorry, apologies, so f can either be even or f can either be odd. So now I assume that m were even and m plus 1 is odd. So 8 into f into m plus 1 minus fm is equal to 2. So n, now 8 into f of m plus 1, that is, I assume that m is even, so m plus 1 is odd, and for odd what it is, that n into n plus 3. Okay, so this becomes, when I assume n as odd, it becomes m plus 4 minus m into m plus 1, because when it is even we have to follow n into n. देखो यहाँ पे n की जगह m आ गया, so don't get confused by the nomenclature. So it becomes very simple. If you are having any doubt, then you just put in this equation, you put m की जगह n plus 1. So it is fn is equal to n plus 3. So f of m plus 1 is equal to m plus 1 3. जो f के साथ bracket में है, that number is added with 3. So if it is f of n, it becomes n plus 3. So if it becomes f into m plus 1, it would become m plus 1 plus 3. So this becomes m plus 4. Okay, so see, if you guys are having confusion, I guess let me solve it for you. See, f of n हमारा क्या था? F of n was n plus 3, right? Right. Now अब क्या, now what happens? Now it becomes f of m plus 1. So this becomes m plus 1, which again is equal to, which is equal to 4. So that is why this becomes, so this becomes m plus 4. So now you got it guys, how I'm getting this m plus 4 came. Okay, and in this case, see, what was the expression when I'm using it, or what was the expression of f into n into n plus 1. Okay, so now this becomes, so I say that f of, that is f of n was equal to n into n plus 1. So now equal to m into m plus 1. Okay. Okay, so now it is clear to you guys that how I got this, that is how I am writing these two. So now it becomes, so guys see how I got this expression. अब आपको ये क्लियर है कि हाउ आई गॉट दिस एक्सप्रेशन. मैंने पहले इस f of n into n plus 3, दिस वाज माय इक्वेशन, मैंने गेट इट एज ऑड, एंड सो व्हेन आई गेट इट एज ऑड, मैंने n की जगह इन प्लेस ऑफ n आई पुट m plus 1, and this becomes m plus 1 plus 3, because see, whatever is in this bracket, it goes directly out of this bracket and is added with 3. So this becomes f of m plus 1, f of m plus 1 is inside the bracket, so it comes out as it is, and then we add 3 and this becomes m plus 4. Same I do with the even function, and this becomes, now guys, this is a very simple quadratic equation, and this, for this I get m is equal to 10, because m cannot be negative. Okay, so I solve the quadratic equation, I get m is equal to 10. Now I have a different assumption, that in this case I assume that m were even. Now I assume that m were, sorry, in this case I assumed that, again I assume that m is even and the m is odd. That is, now I assume that the m is even. Now there's a mistake. This was m were odd and m plus 1 is even. Okay, so now I again do the same. I again have the same expression, that is, you see in this fn is equal to n plus 3. So I use this part, that is for m it be, so let me write it down for you. So f of n is equal to n into n plus 1. Okay, if n is even, अपना यही equation है. So now in place of n I am putting it down as m plus 1. So f of m plus 1 becomes m plus 2. Apology, don't mind my writing. So see, f of n is equal to n into n plus 1 when n is even. So now यहाँ पे m plus 1 even है. So m plus 1 becomes m plus 1 into m plus 1 into m plus 1 plus 1. So m plus 1 plus 1 becomes m plus 2. I put it down as here, and then I get f into m is directly equation. So I put minus m plus 3. Again you solve it out, and in for case 2 you will see that it doesn't work. When if you are going to solve this equation, you see that you get a negative answer, that is in this equation. Okay, let us substitute 1. So this becomes 8 into 2 into 3 minus 3 is equal to 2, which again doesn't work out. So this equation doesn't work out, so the answer is 10. So this question was a 10, and it was a bit tricky. This could have taken you 2 minutes to 3 minutes. So that is it. Now next question, I'm again going to give you guys 2 to 3 minutes, and then we'll move ahead. Okay, guys. So now this is a question on progression, that is, if the population of a town is p in the beginning of any year, then it becomes 3 plus 2p in the beginning of the next year. So if the population in the beginning of 2019 is 1000, then the population at the beginning of 2034 will be a very simple question based on progression. So first I put it down, I use the same, that is 2019 the population was p. So in 2020 the population would increase. So in 2020 the population increases by 3 plus 2p. So it becomes 3. So it becomes 3 plus 2p. Now in 2021 it would become 3 plus 2p. That is this. That is in 2021 it becomes 2 into this number 2p plus 3. Plus 3, because that is our formula. And why I am using this, because see the question, the population in, then it becomes 3 plus 2p, so the increase is exponential. So based on this I know that in 2021 this would be my population, then I do the same in this. So now I can see simplifying the process. This becomes p, then 2p plus 3, then this becomes 4p plus 9, 8p plus 21, and so on and so forth. So p increases in the series. So my series is this. The increase of p is, so see, first the power of p was 2 to the power 0. This I can write it down as 2 to the power of 0 into p plus, okay. So this was 2 to the power of 0 into p. I wrote it down. So 2 to the power of 0 into p. Now here the power of 2 is, that here becomes 2 into 1. Then 4 I can write it down as 2 into 2 square. So this becomes 2 into 2 cube. So now guys, the trick is, see, when the year is 21 it becomes 2, year 22 it becomes 3. So in this way it goes on and on. So for 2034 it would become 2 to the power 15p. So my first pattern is 2 to the power 15p. And now the second pattern, that is the second pattern is we are adding 3 every time. So now see how the power of 3 goes on. So the story of 3 starts from here. That is, in this term I can put it as 3 to the power of 1. I put it up as 3 to the power of 2. Then I put it here as 3 to the power of 3 plus 3, and so on and so forth. So the series of 3 is 2 into 2 into 3 plus 2 plus 2 into 3, and so on and so forth. So the series of 3, so I can put this one down. Okay, most of you did not get it, so I put it down as 3 square. Now this I break it down as 2 to the power of 1 into 3 square plus 3 to the power of 1. ओके, सो दिस इज माय फाइनल सीरीज, दैट इज जो 3 की जो सीरीज है वो ऐसे डेवलप की गई है. दैट इज द सीरीज ऑफ 3 इज लाइक दिस, that is 2 into 2, that is this value. I get another series. So now with this I solve them both, that is the answer I get it as, so I solve this expression and based on this I get the answer as, you solve this expression and you get the answer as B. So this question, the answer was solved like this. I have not done the final calculation part, you can do it out your own and you'll find the answer is B. So now we are coming to the 11th question. So these are 10 questions which are done. So now I am coming to the 11th question, that is simple interest. So you can take your time, solve it, and then we'll discuss. টাকা, হরেক মাল 30 টাকা, হরেক মাল 30 টাকা, রঙের কাগজ 30 টাকা, নারকেল তৈরির কাগজ 30 টাকা। Okay guys, so the question is of simple interest, that is a person invested a total amount of 15 lakh, and this 15 lakh was divided into two parts. That is, the a part of it was invested in a fixed deposit of 6% annual interest, and the remaining amount was deposited in other two deposit in the ratio of 2 is to 1, and your remaining के 2 is to 1 ratio में थे, that is rate of interest is 4% and 3%. So the total interest is 76,000. Then what was the fixed amount? Very simple question. देखो 15 लाख को हमने साहब दो पार्ट में डिवाइड किया, एक फिक्स डिपॉजिट में 6%, let that amount be x, and in the second part we divided at 15 minus x in the ratio of 2 is to 1. So of 4% I get, and I get it as another one, I get it as 3%, and this was in the ratio of 2 is to 1. So 4, so yeah, so now the ratio gets inverted. So now 15 lakhs. So the remaining amount, so the statement is, let rupees x be invested in fixed deposit. So the remaining amount is equal to rupees 15 lakhs minus x, which is invested in the ratio of 2 is to 1. So each investment is 1 by 3 into 15 minus x, and 2 by 15 minus and 2 by 3 into 15 minus x respectively, and then it becomes, that is 6% of x plus 4% of 1 by 3 into 15 minus x plus 3% of 2 by 3 into 15 minus x is equal to 76,000, which is 0.76 lakhs, and then you solve it for x and you get x is equal to 9 or x is equal to 9 lakhs. Again guys, a very easy question which could have been solved in 1.5 minutes. I guess most of you have confusion that if it is 2 is to 1, then how come here it becomes 1 by 3 and 2 by 3. I guess some of you would be having this question, doubt, that if it is 2 is to 1, then it should be here 2 by 3. But no guys, this is called a property of, you will, if you have studied the concept of allegations, you would understand that when you go from this level to this level, the ratio becomes inverted, and this we will take up in our classes when I'm going to teach you guys ratio and proportion. We'll understand this part, and that will be a separate lesson. But for till now, if you know the concept, well and good. If you don't know it, then guys, do not worry, we tune into Unacademy subscription, where we will have our classes and we'll teach out to you. Okay, so the answer is 9 lakhs and could have been solved in 1.5 to 2 minutes. Okay, so now guys, a bit tricky question. It's a very smart question. If you can solve it smartly, it can only going to take 2 minutes. But and if you don't know it, trust me, exam में 10 मिनट भी लगे बनने वाला नहीं है. It is a very smart question. So I'm going to give you guys 2 minutes and then we'll discuss. Okay guys, so let us solve this question. The question says the product of two positive numbers is 616 if the ratio of their cubes to the difference of their cubes. So अगर हमारे numbers a और b हैं, तो क्वेश्चन के हिसाब से a into b is equal to 6 1 6, and the ratio of differences of their cubes to the cube of the differences, that is a cube minus b cube divided by a minus b whole cube is 157 by 1. यही है क्वेश्चन कह रहा है. सो नाउ यू हैव टू फाइंड ए एंड बी. ओके, देखो अब सॉल्व कैसे करेंगे इसको. यहाँ पे आई फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आई एक्सपैंड ए क्यूब माइनस बी क्यूब को मैंने एक्सपैंड कर दिया, दैट इज ए माइनस बी इंटू ए स्क्वायर प्लस बी स्क्वायर प्लस ए बी. ये होता है ना ए क्यूब माइनस बी क्यूब का फॉर्मूला, डिवाइडेड बाय ए माइनस बी होल क्यूब. So now guys this a minus b cancels, I get it at 3 minus 1. ठीक है. So now guys let me erase this. Okay, so I wrote it down as a minus b cube. I expanded this, so now I erase this as well. Okay, so I erase this. Now I expand this expression and I get a square plus b square plus ab, and this is divided by a minus b whole square. Now यहाँ पे ना you have to be very smart. ये जो smart concept है, you apply it here. So what I do, that to this equation I am adding plus 3ab and I am subtracting minus 3ab. Okay, so इसी numerator से I add 3ab and I subtract 3ab. So now I'll show you what it becomes. So I am erasing this part. Okay, so now this becomes, I put a square plus b square. So this becomes a square plus b square. See this minus 3ab and I add this plus ab. So this gives me plus, this gives me minus 2ab. And I write this as plus 3ab. Okay, and this whole is divided by a minus b whole square. Now some of you would be asking me why you wrote it like this. See, now this a square plus b square minus 2ab is nothing but a minus b square, that is this term and this term are the same. So in the next step what we are going to do is again I delete everything. So this I write it down as a minus b whole square plus, and in the bracket I have a minus b whole square plus 3ab divided by a minus b whole square. Okay, so now I can cancel out this and I just write 1 plus this term. Okay, so this is how I write it down. That is, I get 1 plus 3ab becomes 157. Let me remove. So from this 1 plus 3ab, this is actually 1 plus 3ab plus a minus b square. When it goes to the other side, it becomes 150. This becomes, see, this one पहले जो ये 1 plus 3ab था, this one actually goes on to this side, so you don't have this one. Okay, so you don't have this one, so it is 157 by 3 minus 1, which becomes 154 by 3. Now guys, I already have the value of AB with me. I put it as AB, I get AB as 154. So this, and I get A minus B square as 36. So A minus B is 6 and AB is equal to 616. Now again guys, this is all hit and trial. There is no funda of solving this. So I find it out by hit and trial that 616 can be written as 22 into 28, where 28 minus 22 is 16. So A plus B is 50. This is a very tricky question guys. If you don't know the tricks, that is, if you don't know why I wrote it down, as if you would have followed along, you would have seen my step where I added 3AB. So if you are not doing that smartness and good with it and trial, this question would not be able to solve. So अगर ये question आए एग्जाम में और आपसे पहले बार में नहीं बने, you should leave it all, because it is a question that can take a lot of time and might not solve. It is not a very calculation based concept, not a very concept based question, but a very question based on complete smartness. So in examination, if you are stuck in these type of questions, you can move ahead. So those who got 50, trust me guys, this is a top 2 percentile or 1 percentile question. So this was the question and the answer is 50. Clear? Now 13th question. I'm again going to give you guys 2 to 3 minutes and then we'll solve it out. Okay, so see, on selling a pen at 5% loss and a book at 5% gets, Karim gains 7 rupees, and if he sells the pen at 5% gain and the book at 10% gain, he gains 13 rupees. A very cliche question, guys, in cat. So now let us frame the question, that is pen at 5% and book at 15%, you get a 7 rupees profit. You pen at 5% and book at 10%, you get a 10 rupees profit. You Okay, pen at 5% loss. So 5% loss is minus 5p by 100 plus 15b by 100 is equal to 7. You solve this question, you get book as 80. This is the 30 seconds problem, and generally cat में ये क्यों दिया गया था, because see 12 is a very tricky question. Most people would not solve it and hence people jump. So 12, 13, 14 छोड़ के they start for 15. Remember guys, always go always go in a serial manner. Do not jump questions. So this was a 30 seconds question and you could have solved it in 80. So 30 seconds. So now 14th question, a speed distance time. I'm going to give you guys 2 to 3 minutes and then I'll discuss. Okay guys, so see, a bit tricky question. So there are two cars that travel the same distance starting at 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. respectively on the same day. They reach the common destination at the same point of time. If the first car traveled for at least 6 hours, then the highest possible value of percentage by which the speed of the second car could exceed that of the first car is. A bit tricky, so we'll start. So see, the minimum time traveled by the car 1 is 6 hours and this is given in the question. So the minimum time traveled by the car 2 is 5 hours. Why? I am assuming that the car 1 has started at 10 a.m. Okay, so minimum time, so car 2 would start by 11 a.m. because these are the only two options. So agar car 1 and they reach their destinations at the same time, remember this, they reach their common destination at same point of time. So agar car 1 ने minimum 10 बजे, if car 1 stood out at 10 and so the car 1 started with 10 and traveled a minimum of 6 hours. Okay, so now I know for sure that car 2 जो है, car 2, this would have to start at 11 and then they reach at the same time, they have the same speed, so this would again be 5 hours. That is, the ending point is x, ending time is same, that is it is x minutes, so x is same. So if this travels for 6 hours, so this would car 2 would travel for 5 hours. So now the time taken can be of the any of the value, it can be 6, 5, 7, 6, 199, I don't know. So now we have to calculate the highest possible percentage by car 1. So now, so highest possible percentage of speed would occur when we consider the lowest possible time taken. Why? Because speed is equal to distance by time. Okay, so if you have to increase speed, you must decrease time and vice versa. So the lowest time would give you the highest increase in speed. So now for this we take the LCM of 6 and 5. So, and why I take the LCM? Because I'm taking the lowest value of time. Why lowest value of time? Because lowest value of time would give me the highest value of speed. So now I can say that car 1 would travel at 5 kilometers and car 2 would travel at 6 kilometers. So the percentage increase in car 2 would nothing be but, that is 6 minus 5. This would be become 6 minus 5, which is nothing but, so 6 minus 5 is nothing but 1. So the percentage increase would be 1 by 5. Okay, and this would again result in 20%. So guys, here the trick was that the lowest, that is the question says that you have to find the highest possible percentage by which the speed would be more. So the highest possible percentage for which speed of car 2 would exceed car 2 would occur when the time taken by car 2 is lowest. And what can be the minimum time taken by car 2? We take it as 5 hours. So in this way, a bit tricky question, again a very smart question. You could have solved it in 2 minutes and then we would be able to solve it. Okay, okay. So now the 15th question, I'm going to again give you guys 2 minutes and then we'll discuss this. Okay, so now a very easy question. We know that A and B would finish the task in 12 days. So 1 by A plus 1 by B is equal to 12. Okay, not this one. Now I know that 1 by A plus 1 by B is equal to 1 by 12. Now if A works in half the efficiency and B works as thrice as efficiently, so now this would become 1 by 2A and 3. I guess those of you who would have done time and distance know. If you don't, then don't worry guys, I am coming up with the session of time and distance in probably 2 to 3 days and then you would solve this very easily. So I multiply the first equation by 3, I get 3a plus 3b into 3 by into 1 by 4. I solve 2 and 3, I get 1 by a is 18 days. So this was again guys, answer is a is equal to 18, another 30 seconds question. So now you can see that when we have solved 15 questions, I found out there are 2 questions which only took 30 seconds. But in examination, what happens that you are not able to find out that okay, this question will take only 30 seconds. So you have to be very smart. So now another question of progression. That is a very simple question. Now you are going to get the easy question. Then if this is the question, that if a1 plus a2 plus a3 plus a to the power n is equal to 3 to the power 2n minus 3 to the power 2n plus 1, then a is equal a11 is equal to, see guys, very simple. I put n is equal to 1. Okay, so I solve it for you. That is n is equal to 1. So a1 क्या होगा अपना 3 into 2 to the power, that is a1 is equal to 3 into 2 to the power 1 plus 1 minus, okay, so this becomes 2 plus 1 minus 2. So this becomes 2 square 4 minus 2 is equal to 6. So अपना a1 6 है, 6 है, a1 is comes at 6. Similarly I find a2 would come as 12. अब मैंने 12 को क्या लिखा 3 into 2 square, a3 is 3 into 2 cube. अब पैटर्न पता चल गया कि what pattern are we going to get it. So a1 is nothing but this becomes that an is nothing but 3 into 2 to the power of 2n. देखो a1 that is a nth वैल्यू निकालने के लिए हमने क्या a1 कैसे आया था, a1 is 3 to the power of 1 into 2 to the power of 1 and a2 is 3 into 2 square. So a2 का 2 यहाँ पे आ गया सीधे, a3 का 3, that is this 3 goes to this 3. So I can say that an is equal to 3 into 2 to the power n. So an is nothing but 3 into 2 to the power 11 and then you find out 6114. Another 30 seconds question guys, very easy. So देखो 15th and 16th question are the question that everyone will solve. एग्जाम में जो भी बंदा कैट देने आएगा ये दो क्वेश्चन तो सॉल्व करेगा ही. बट इफ यू कैन सॉल्व दिस टू क्वेश्चंस विद इन 1.5 minutes then only you are going to give you edge. Okay, so now I'm going to give you another question. This is a trigonometry question. The number of the real roots of the equation 2 to the power cos x into x2 plus is equal to 2 to the power x plus 2 to the power minus x is, that is 2 to the power cos of x into x plus 1 is equal to 2 to the power x plus 2 to the power minus x is, and I'm going to give you guys 2 minutes and then I'll solve it out for you. Okay. Okay, so yeah, let me show you the solution. That is 2 to the power, this is our question. So consider RHS is 2 to the power x plus 2 to the power minus x. Now this is in the form of y plus 1 to the power y. So now I can say that y plus 1 to the power y is a very famous identity. That is y plus 1 by y is always greater than 2 when y is positive, and y plus 1 plus y is always greater than 2 when y is negative. Since we are dealing with 2 to the power x, this would always come out as positive, because whatever be the value of x, 2 to the power x would always be greater than 0. So I can say that y plus 1 plus y would be greater than 2 as considered. So now I put this value, that is 2 to the power cos of x into x plus 1 is greater than 2. So now I substitute out of my instinct, I substitute x is equal to 0. So I just put 2 to the power cos of x into x plus 1 is 2 to the power cos of 0 into 0 plus 1. This becomes 2 into cos of 0 and 2x is equal to 0, which is a valid solution. Now guys, you would have said that आपने 0 ही क्यों लिया, because see, यहाँ पे x into x plus 1 है, so that I get it as x into x plus 1. So now x is x into x plus 1. So and I know that for a fact that cos of that is cos of 0 is 1. So I put this factor and hence I get a solution. So you to try, this is a completely a hit and trial based question jiska ki no particular formula which I can recall of is there, and you can do it as well. And one more thing that guys that would can make you easily is that you can write it as cos of x into x plus 1 greater than 2 is greater than equal to 1, because this 2 would cancel out this 2. Now this becomes cos of 1, this cos of 1 becomes is equal to cos of 0. So x into x plus 1 is equal to 0. Now either x can be equal to 0 or x can be equal to minus 1, but I go back to my previous solution, that is x has to be positive, so x is equal to 0 is the only solution. So you could have substituted as well 0 as well. And why 0? Because see, there are two ways of solving it. One is a very smart way. See, I have to see कि मेरे को cos 0 का वैल्यू पता है, and this is x into x plus 1. So x into x plus 1 को अगर साहब 0 करना है तो x को 0 ही करना होगा. So I start off with x is equal to 0 based on my instinct and I solve it. Otherwise जो traditional तरीका है, see, I cancel this 2 and this 2, this become cos of x into x plus 1 is greater than equal to 1. So cos of, now this 1 I write it down as cos, this 1 becomes cos of 0 because cos 0 degree is 1. So x into x, cosine cancels, it becomes x plus 1 is equal to 0, and here you get x is equal to 0 or x is equal to minus 1. Now x can be negative and you get it 0. So the only real solution is x is equal to 0. So this is by equations, and if you were smart enough you could have got it 0 beforehand. So the number of equation of this is 1. Okay, there is a guys some mistake, the answer should be 1 and not 2. The answer here is 1, okay, not 2. So now I am going to give you all another question, that is again 18th question based on percentage. Again guys, I would say that this is not even a 30 seconds question, this is a 1.5 minute question, but you can do it in 30 seconds if you have the shortcuts ready. So I'm going to give you guys 2 minutes and then we'll discuss this. Okay, so now we can say that let Bimla's income be B. So Amla's income is 20% more than B. So A is equal to 1.2 B. So now also says that A's income is 20% of less than K. So A is 0.8 K. So I get a relationship that 1.8 2b is equal to 0.8k, or k is equal to 3 by 2b. Now Bimla's b income goes up by 10%, so now it becomes 1.1b, and k's income goes by 4%. But now I know that k is equal to 1.5b, so I use this equation and I substitute this equation here. Okay, so now 4% of 1.5b, 0.6b, and I get it. Now I solve it out and I get a very simple. Therefore Kamla's new income is 1 point, so that 4.4% is 0.6b, and I substitute, so this 0.06 by 0.06 minus 1.5b, which was b's earlier in income, and then so 1.5b was k's earlier income, so 1.5b minus 0.06b, this is 1.44b, and the answer is 31%. 1.5 minute guys, but technically speaking you could have solved this in 1 minute as well. So next question is c is equal to 31% and 1.5 minute. So now 19th question, races. I'm going to give you a 2 minutes and then we'll solve it. ओके गाइस, देखो इस तरह के क्वेश्चंस आर अगेन ट्रिक बेस्ड, दैट इज द फर्स्ट बीट द सेकंड बाय 11 meters. So I am assuming that A beats B by 11 meters, okay, and the third by 90 meters. So okay, so अगर A यहाँ finish किया, so if A beats B, मतलब if A was here the finishing line, B, so when A was here B was here and correspondingly C was here. Okay, so this happens when A finished the race and this was the standing. So now when B completes the 11, B would complete this 11 meters. C would have only completed 90 minus 80, that is 10 meters, because see जब B 11 meters और आगे बढ़ गया, okay, so C would also, if the second beat the third by 80 meters, so when B reaches the finishing line, so when B reaches this spot, C has only it would beat C by 80 meters, so तब distance होगी 80 meters. Okay, let me explain everything from the beginning. A beats, when A is at the finishing line, A beats B by 11 meters and A beats B by 90 meters. So जब A finishing line, when A is at the finishing line, B is 11 meters from the finishing line and C is 90 meters from the finishing line. When B reaches the finishing line, C is 80 meters away from the finishing line. So when B covers 11 kilometers, so sorry, when B covers 11, C is only able to cover 10 kilometers. And how I got this 10? Because initially the difference was 90 meters. So initially when जब A finished the race, C was 90 meters from the finishing line. When B finished the race, C was 80 meters from the finishing line. So now for B to finish the race after A, it must have covered 18 meters. So now between the distance that between the time that A finished the race and B finished the race, C must have only covered 10 meters. So when B travels 11 meters, C travels only 10 meters. Now the ratio of the distances will be directly proportional, that is 11x and 18x. So now we know that the second horse beats the third horse by 80 meters. So the distance traveled by the second horse is nothing but 11 into 80, that is 880 meters. The trick here is, guys, okay, I'll explain it to you one more time. And this is a very easy question that is asked in CAT a lot of times. A very easy question that is asked in CAT numerous number of times, and we'll also take it up in our subscription class and also on YouTube. So don't worry if you are unable to solve it, understand it one more time. See, when A reaches the destination, B is 11 meters short and C is 90 meters short. So when A reaches the destination, the difference between B and C is 79 meters. This is our concept 1. So now B covers those 11 kilometers. Okay. So now B covers those. Okay, I'll start again. When A reaches the destination, the B is still 11 kilometers from the destination and C is 90 meters away from the destination. So the difference between B and C is 79 meters. Now in case 2, when B reaches the destination, that is B has covered around 11 meters, C is again 80 meters short of the destination. जब B destination पे पहुंच जाता है तो C जो है वो 80 meters destination से दूर है. तो अभी B और C के बीच में कितना का डिफरेंस हो गया 80 meters का. ठीक है, तो जब B ने 11 meters कवर, जब B when A was there, A reached the destination, C was 90 meters from the destination. Now when B reaches the destination, C is 80 meters by the differences. So the in between A and B reaching the destination, C has only covered 10 meters. Correspondingly, जब C ने 10 meters cover किया तो B ने 11 meters cover किया है, because B has already reached the destination. And based on this, the ratio of distances traveled is again 11x and 10x. 10x, because, and why 10x and 11x? Because see, speed is equal to distance by time. So speed is directly proportional to distance. So I can write that speed is directly proportional to distance. So the distance traveled by the horses are in the ratio of 11x into 10x, and and we know that the second horse beats the third horse by 80 meters. So it becomes 11 into 80, and that is 880 meters. So again guys, a very easy question. You could have a very easy question, and the answer is again 880 meters, and you could have solved it in 2 minutes if you know the trick. I'll explain the tricks again when I will take up races in our speed distance class, so don't worry. And if you are someone who has knows the concept, you could have solved it in 2 minutes. So now let us take a look at the next question, again based on progression. I'm going to give you guys 3 minutes and then we'll solve it together. Okay guys, so let us solve it. So let us consider the first term, that is this term. Now I guess both of all, there's a concept known as rationalizing the denominator, and if you would have understood this concept, then it is very easy, and if not, then I'll explain it to you when we are practicing it. So now we rationalize the denominator, we get root a2 minus root a1 by a2 minus a1. Okay, and now we know that a2 minus a1 is equal to d. Simply we relate the value for the entire series, we get an plus 1 plus a1 plus nd, it is an ap. An plus 1 minus a1 is equal to nd, d is equal to this, and then we took out 1 plus d and our expression becomes this. So the answer is 2. And this is a very tricky question. You could have done it in tricky question. If you understand progression, you could have done it very easily. I would again teach you AP. The trick here was rationalizing the denominator, and then it was a cakewalk. So you can do it in 2 minutes if you are prepared, and if not, don't worry, I'll be teaching you progression and then we will be doing it. So now a question of geometry, and I'll give you guys 2 to 3 minutes and then we'll get back and then I'll solve it for you. Okay guys, so see, AB is the diameter of a circle of radius 5 centimeters. So of radius 5, so AB is equal to 10. So I draw my AB first here. Okay, and now I know P and Q are 2 points on the circle such that PB is 6 centimeter and the length of AP is twice of that of AQ. So AP is less twice that AQ, and then the length of QB is nearest to. Okay. So now guys, some of you would be asking me that why not you take P and Q both on the same side. Question में ऐसा लिखा हुआ है क्या कि that see in geometry question there is a trick. You or if nothing is mentioned then you can draw a figure that best suits you. Now I drew this figure because now इस figure से मेरे को बहुत सारे clue मिल जा रहे हैं that okay AQB is a right angle triangle, APB is a right angle triangle, the hypotenuse is 10. This is actually if I take that AQ BP is a quadrilateral, so I could have drawn this like as I could have drawn this as well, that is APB, but this would only complicate the figure. So if it is not specifically mentioned that Q and P must be on the same side of the diameter, I can take it on the opposite side of the diameter, and trust me, it won't matter anything. So the trick of solving such question is that you always draw the figure that is the best in your interest. Okay, so now I know that angle APB is equal to angle AQB, and I know PB is equal to 6 and AB is equal to 10 and AP is equal to 2 centimeter. That is PB, this length. So this length PB is equal to 6 centimeter. So if this is 6 centimeter, this obviously becomes 8 centimeter. Now AP is twice of 2AQ, so this AQ becomes 4 centimeter, and if this becomes 4 centimeter, this is nothing but root 84, and root 84 is nearest to, and then you solve root 84, you get it as 9.3, which was your answer as B. So guys, see in this question the trick is that if you want to solve this in geometric के किसी भी क्वेश्चन में draw the figure which is best to you if not specifically mentioned. Or people who don't solve it, what the mistake they do is that they take AQ like this. उसके बाद भी you are going to solve the question. I'm not saying that if this was APB तो answer नहीं बनेगा, but this only complicates thing. So always draw the figure that is the most easiest and does not violate. If a figure does not violate, it doesn't matter. So keep this concept in mind. You could have solved this in 2 minutes or even 1 minute if you draw the figure correctly. So now guys, again a question of speed and distance. So again I'm going to give you guys 2 to 3 minutes and then we'll solve it. Okay guys, so it says that one can use 3 different transports which move at 10, 20 and 30 km per hour respectively to reach from A to B. Amal took each mode of transportation for 1/3 of the total journey time, while Bimal took each mode of transportation for 1/3 of the distance. देखो अगर अमल को 3 घंटे लगे पूरी डिस्टेंस कवर करने में, तो अमल ने 1 घंटा 10 किलोमीटर पर आवर पे किया, दूसरा घंटा 20 किलोमीटर पे, एंड थर्ड किलोमीटर 30 किलोमीटर पर आवर. Whereas Bimal, if the distance was 3 kilometers, so Bimal covered 1 kilometer at 10 kilometer per hour, another at 10 kilometer per hour, and other as third kilometer per hour. A very tricky question, but very easy to solve. See, so now this is for, I take this for Amal for distance. So he x time at 10 kilometer per hour, then again x and x at 30 kilometer per hour. So this is what Amal did. So guys, this is what Amal did, that for x he covered, and this is what Bimal did, that he covered this, that is this 10 d by 3 d by 3 d by 3. Okay. So he traveled d by, so Bimal traveled d by 3 at 10 kilometer per hour, and again d by 3 at 20 kilometer per hour, and then d by 3 at 30 kilometer per hour. Whereas Amal traveled 10 kilometer per hour for x minutes, then again 20 kilometer per hour for x minutes, and then 30 kilometer per hour for x minutes. So I'm taking the distance as 60 kilometers. Why 60? Because 60 is again the LCM of 20 and 30, right? So Bimal travels 20 kilometers each, that is, now d is equal to 60, d हमारा 60 है, so d by 3 क्या हो जाएगा 20. So this becomes 20, 20, and again 20, right? So, and Amal travels 10, 20, 30 kilometers in 1 hour each, if the, that is the total distance is 60. So this becomes 10 by, that is that is Bimal travels 10 kilometers, 20 kilometers, and 30 kilometers each, because if it is 60 and he has traveled at 30, 20, and 10, then he, then respectively 1 hour each, then that is time taken by Bimal is equal to, time taken by Bimal is equal to time taken to travel 20 kilometers. This is 20 kilometers in 10 kilometer per hour, that is 20 by 10, 20 by 20, and 20 by 30. Guys, very easy question, and then you can solve it at 2 by 3 hours, and then you can find out the percentage increase, because अमल को टोटल कितने घंटे लगे होंगे, that is अमल should have taken total of 3 hours. Okay, because this was one, because see, this distance of AB is 60 kilometers, right? Right. So now I can say that 10 into x, so so for Amal it is 10x plus 20x plus 30x is equal to 60. So x क्या आ जाएगा अपना 1, so x is equal to 1. Okay, so अमल को टोटल कितना टाइम लगा 3 hours, which becomes 3, and for Bimal it takes 2 by 3, so 2 by 3 divided by 3, again 22%, so the percentage increase is time is 22. So now guys, another very easy question, I'm going to give you guys 2 to 3 minutes and then I'll discuss it with you. Okay guys, so let us solve it. That is, Amla, Beena and Gauri invested money in the ratio 3 is to 4 is to 5 in fixed deposits having their annual rate of interest 6 into 5 into 4. What is the total amount if Beena's interest exceeds Amla's by 250? See guys, very simple. Amla invested amount 3 is to 4 is to 4 into 5 and the interest rate are 6 into 5 into 4. Really? So we know that interest income is directly proportional to amount invested and interest income is directly proportional to interest rate. That is, more the interest rate, more is the interest amount. So the ratios of interest amounts will be in the 18 is to 20 is to 20, and this is very simple. I multiply these two, that is 3 into 6 is equal to 18. 4 into 5 we get 20, and then 5 into 4 we again get 20. Okay, so now very simple. So Bina's interest exceeds Amla by 250 rupees. So 20x minus 18x is 2x. 2x is equal to 250. And then again guys, you solve it very easy. This was 1.5 minute or even a 30 seconds question depending upon your calculation. So another exponents question, I'm going to give you guys 3 to 4 minutes and then I'll solve it for you. So guys, see, the first clue is 64 है यहाँ पे और यहाँ पे 2 2 4 square है. So अपना जो first clue है is that the questions can be solved by comparing the power of 2 and 3. That is, first of all 16 and 64 ये सब एक तरह के हैं. That is, इस question में actually it is nothing but you have to rewrite the powers of 2 and 3. देखो, इस पूरे इक्वेशन को 2 becomes 1 to the power 2 to the power 19, 19 by 2, sorry, 3 to the power 4, 2 to the power 4, power 2m, 3n, 3 to the power 3n, 2 to the power 4m, 2 to the power 6, 1 to the power 4. You just get a simple equation that is 2 to the power 3n plus 2 is equal to 4m. You get two equations, you solve two equations, get m is equal to minus 12. Again guys, this is not even you could have solved it in 2 minutes is right time, but you could have also solved it in just 30 seconds. So guys, there are like 10 more questions left, but I guess we don't have the time to solve those 10 questions because I have to tell you something else. So I will be again coming live on the platform at 8 p.m. So then we will be taking on the remaining 10. Okay, I'll solve one more for you. Okay, we'll solve one more questions. The question is of mixtures. So see, a chemist mixes two liquids, 1 and 2. 1 liter of liquid 1 weighs 1 kg and 1 liter of liquid 2 weighs 18 gram. If half a liter of the mixture weighs 480 gram, then the percentage of liquid 1. Again guys, those of you know the formula, it is very simple, but I will still give you guys 2 minutes, you solve it and then I'll solve it for you. Okay guys, see, in liquid L1 for that is 1 liter, that is for liquid L1 1 liter is equal to 1000 grams and 1000 milliliter is equal to 1000 grams, that is 1 milliliter is equal to 1 gram, so x milliliter is equal to x gram. In liquid 2 minus 1 liter is equal to 800 grams, so 100 milliliter is equal to 800 grams, so 1 milliliter of liquid 2 is equal to 0.8 grams. And then you use 500 minus x ml is equal to 500 minus x into 0.8. Total mass comes out to be 400 grams. Therefore liquid 1 has 400 milliliter and liquid 2 has 100 milliliter, that is percentage of liquid 1 is 80%. I'll explain it one more to you. See, 1 liter of liquid 1 weighs 1 kg if half a liter of the mixture weighs 480 gram. ठीक है, तो आधा लीटर होना चाहिए, आधा लीटर, देखो आधा लीटर 1 liter is equal to 1 kg. Okay, so 1 liter should equally technically be equal to 1000 grams. So L1 minus 1 liter is 1000 grams. So 1000 milliliter is equal to 1000 grams. So 1 milliliter is equal to 1 gram and x milliliter is equal to n gram. फॉर लिक्विड 2 माइनस 1 लीटर इज इक्वल टू 800 ग्राम्स हो जा रहा है. नाउ सो फॉर लिक्विड 2 1000 मिलीलीटर्स ऑफ लिक्विड 2, दैट इज 1000 मिलीलीटर्स ऑफ लिक्विड 2 इज इक्वल टू 800 ग्राम्स. दैट इज 1 मिलीलीटर ऑफ लिक्विड 2. लिक्विड 2 का 1 मिलीलीटर साहब हमारा 0.8 ग्राम है, और लिक्विड 1 का 1 मिलीलीटर 1 ग्राम है. दैट इज लिक्विड 1 मिलीलीटर is equal to 1 gram, and for liquid 2 1 milliliter is equal to 0.8 grams. ठीक है, ठीक है. अब देखो 500 minus x milliliter is equal to 500 minus x into 0.8 grams, because दोनों तो बराबर ही होना चाहिए. दैट इज दिस इज 500 मिलीलीटर इंटू 1, एंड ये 1 कहाँ से आया भैया, तो लिक्विड 1 का हमने लिया. सो लिक्विड 1 एंड दिस इज फॉर लिक्विड 2. ओके, तो लिक्विड 1 का कितना था, 1 ही था. दैट इज फॉर लिक्विड 1 मिलीलीटर इज इक्वल टू 1 ग्राम. सो इफ आई मल्टीप्लाई 1 आई गेट इट 1. सो टोटल मास इज x प्लस, दैट इज मास हैज टू बी द सेम. मास अगर हम लिक्विड 1 के तरह से निकाले या फिर लिक्विड 2 के तौर पे निकाले. ओके, सो I take this and then I solve x is equal to 400 milliliter. That is x is equal to 400 milliliter, and then I get x as that is liquid 1 is 400 milliliter and liquid 2 is 100 milliliter, and hence I get as that is percentage of liquid 1 is 400 by 500, that is 80%. ठीक है, ठीक है. So here x comes as, तो देखो लिक्विड 1 एंड लिक्विड 2 को हमने सेपरेटली कैलकुलेट किया है. सो 25, द क्वेश्चन इज 80 मिनट्स गाइस, एंड वी हैव गॉट 9 मोर सच क्वेश्चंस लेफ्ट, बट आई गेस द टाइम is running out because I have got another class at 5 p.m. So I'm having another session at 8 p.m. where we would take up all these questions, that is 26 to 34, and also certain more questions. So guys, my whole idea of doing this was, you can see that हर क्वेश्चन एक जैसा नहीं होता है. वी हैव सीन सर्टेन क्वेश्चंस, दैट इज like this one, ratio and proportion, easy question. Time, speed and distance, another easy question. This part of geometry, another easy questions. AP, tough question. Races, another easy question. This one, another easy question. Trigonometry, another trick based question but tough. This, another trigonometry, a tough question. Progression, easy question. Time and work, again tough question. स्पीड एंड डिस्टेंस टफ क्वेश्चन. दिस वन सुपर इजी क्वेश्चन. तो जो एग्जाम में हमारे क्वेश्चंस आने वाले हैं, दीज आर गोइंग टू बी अ मिक्सचर ऑफ इजी क्वेश्चन एज वेल एज टफ क्वेश्चन. एंड ओके, सो जो क्वेश्चन आने वाले हैं, हर एक क्वेश्चन को a lot of people have this mistake that I'm taking 2 minutes for a question. तो एक इजी क्वेश्चन आया जो कि आपको 30 सेकंड में बनाना चाहिए था, और आपने अगर उस क्वेश्चन को बनाया है 2 मिनट में, then you are actually losing down on the examination, on the competition. Because competition में क्या हो रहा है कि जो दैट इज 34 क्वेश्चंस को अगर आपको सॉल्व करना है तो ऑन एन एवरेज यू आर गोइंग टू हैव 1.45 सेकेंड. सो आई एम सेइंग 30 क्वेश्चंस, जो कि बेंचमार्क होता है. तो 30 क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करने हैं, 60 मिनट है, तो हर एक क्वेश्चन के लिए 2 मिनट है. बट देर आर गोइंग टू बी सम क्वेश्चन, एंड जो टफ क्वेश्चन होते हैं वो जनरली नंबर सिस्टम के ही होते हैं. बिकॉज नंबर सिस्टम में ही नंबर सिस्टम, परमुटेशन, कॉम्बिनेशन, प्रोबेबिलिटी एंड अ बिट ऑफ ज्योमेट्री, ये जो 4 टॉपिक्स हैं, टफ क्वेश्चन जनरली इन्हीं चारों टॉपिक से आते हैं. And again guys, this is not a rule, but generally I'm telling you that concepts like percentage, profit and loss, averages generally have easy questions. So my suggestion to you would be to कि number system को अच्छे से करना, because number system is going to be the differentiating factor. Because trust me, profit and loss, percentages, averages, इन सब के questions would be solved by everyone. So focus on the number system, which is again going on my YouTube videos. So I am posting so on art, that is Let's Crack Management Examinations. We are having numerous concepts on number system. In fact, today I was going to take a factor, but I would be taking up these 9 questions. So my suggestion to you is that focus more on the number system part, and also learn the concepts as well and the formulas. There are around 200 to 250 formulas in maths which we would be giving out at the end of this course. Like when we finish up the entire number system, I am going to give you guys a formula sheet. In the last video we have practiced, and in the next 3 lessons I have got more practice questions lined up for you. तो जो अगला 3 हमारे lessons होंगे are all practice sessions. So guys, keep practicing, keep working hard, and all the best for your preparation. If you like the video, please do like, share and subscribe. If you have any feedback or would want me to explain anything else, or want any changes in my style, or have any feedback, positive or negative, do write back to me. My code for you can get up to 75% discount using my code, that is Aniket G, ANIKETG. So use my code, get 75% discount. We are going to have more marathons. I'm going to solve 2019 both the slots, 2018 both the slots, and CAT, ZET, IFT. So the next, so watch out this channel for the next 15 to 20 days, as all the 6 to 18, yeah, 18 question papers would be discussed in 2 or 3 days, and so that you can judge as where you are. If you want to connect with me or have any doubts as to what percentile you should target, what marks you should target, that is marks versus percentile, what colleges you are going to target, any CAT related, SAT or IFT related questions you have, beat strategy, do get back to me. Please write it down in the comments. And that's it guys for me. Take care, and do join me at 8 p.m. and I will be solving the remaining 9 questions. Take care, have a nice day. Thank you.